Hey guys, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts, and I know I'm usually on the other side of the camera, but today I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes before I show you a video that I filmed through the month of July. It was actually the making of my August cardinal boxes. A friend of mine mentioned recently, Louise, hello Louise, that I should show what goes into making these monthly subscription boxes, and it's a lot. They take hours. They actually take pretty much the month of July to make the August boxes, and it'll take the month of August here to do the September boxes, and so on and so on. So I just thought I would talk to you for a minute and then I'll show you the footage. I have about 10 hours of footage. Don't worry, I'm not going to put you through that hell. But I edited it down to about 40-45 minutes, so sorry if you still think that's hellish. I just did little clips as I was making the boxes this past month, and then I had to edit it all down. So I made some notes on my phone, so I'm looking at those and just thinking about how I got started doing these. I've been thinking about it for a little over a year now, and the first thing I thought of is, what am I going to ship to people? Am I shipping a digital thing? Am I shipping a physical thing? And when I thought of the physical thing, I thought, well, I need some kind of box or envelope. I actually thought of that first. And then I was looking at Uline, and they have these really nice craft color boxes, but they were pricey little suckers. I think, I don't know, it was like $50 or something for, I forget how many I would get, but I knew I'd have to spend that $50 like over and over again. I went to the post office, and I've got them like tucked over there in the corner, but they have these flat rate boxes. So I was like, okay, good. There's the box. Now what can I put in the size of this box? The first craft I thought of was the little cottage, and I've been doing little cottages each month. I have my July one here, and everybody gets a little cottage and has a little winter roof. I thought of that once I got to February. It would be something that you guys could collect, and you get a little candle to put inside. So I had to go see if I could get little candles, because I was like, I can't have people using real ones because the thing will catch on fire. So it was all this whole thought process. So then once I realized, okay, that's going to be my main little theme, because I was thinking of my other channel, which is my little pink cottage. So I thought, okay, little cottages, that might be cute. And then, so I did that. And then I started planning out the whole year in its colors and themes. So at this point, things got a little hazy around June because I was getting confused with some of my colors, and I want to use a particular color for June, but it's a color that's actually coming up. And I had to plan out, did that color make sense for that month and that theme? So once I got to June, I was like, okay, wait now, I've got 6 months left. How am I, doing these next few months? And it's just the idea of that color and that theme for that month. And that's as far as I get. I don't do any designing ahead. So right now I have thoughts of September, October, November, December. It's like, oh my God, I can see the finish line for these boxes, because they are a lot of work, and you'll see that in a couple minutes. Now I'm starting to work on the designs for September. Today is actually August, what's the date? August 4th. So this weekend I will work on the theme and the designs and all that kind of stuff. And then it just goes from there. In January, I found these bins. Let me show you a bin. This is the one I had just used for August, to fill my August boxes. And they're these bins from Joann's, and they had them on sale after Christmas, because my January boxes, I didn't have them ready, is what happened. And I put them up on Etsy that first night, and they started to sell, and I was like, oh my God, I actually have to, I have to make 2. Oh my God, I have to make 3. So after that chaos that I was going through in December, because I had to have them done in December so I could get them out for January, I decided to buy these boxes, and they have little dividers in them. This is a little package that my tea lights come in. So I started putting everything and organizing it into the box for each month. So I have September kind of started over here with a couple things that I've bought. Each box has a little candy or food item in it and a drink item. So I will pre-buy those. I haven't done anything for October, November, December yet, but I do have my September candy and drink. So I have those put aside. Usually the pencils I'll have put aside, and the candles and my business cards, and that's about it. And then I start from there. And then I started to get like things like this. I would go to the store and start stockpiling paper clips so that I have enough of those for the planner markers. And I'd get my brown paper, I'd get my string, which I just ran out of for August. I had this kite string that we had in Bermuda, so I had to switch it up and get some new string. And then I just get sketching and get started. So I will now flip you over to the video that I filmed this past month, and I'll just kind of talk you through it and show you what I'm working on. All right, here you go. So the first thing I do each month is sit down and just start sketching my ideas for the theme for that month. So this was the beginning of July. This was actually July 4th that I was working on these. You can tell by my shirt. And then the next thing I do is I take those drawings and use the ideas to start drawing on my drawing tablet. This is my Wacom Cintiq 13 HD, and this thing has been wonderful. It's pricey, but it's a great investment. I picked this up when we were in New York a few years ago, and they're great. The thing I wear on my hand is just, it's a smudge guard glove, and it just helps your hand slide across the screen. So my theme this month is yellow, and it's like summery and food related and stuff. So now I'm drawing the little boy and girl. I always do a little boy and girl with my things. I always start with their ears when I do their head. For some reason, I don't know. And you're going to be seeing that my outfits change and the lighting changes. So when it's dark, it's usually at the end of the day, or it's before I leave for work. And then when it's bright, it's in the afternoons. So this is obviously an early morning. This is on a weekend. I can tell by what I'm wearing. I'm not going to work wearing that. So these are the straw designs that I'm working on. I always include a paper straw, and I have the little paper designs that go on the top of it. And now this is the next morning. This is probably a Sunday morning that I'm working on these. And I have a file set aside for each month. So I'm saving these obviously for my August month, and then that way I can just keep track of where everything is on my computer. And then I'm going back into adding the color to these drawings. I wasn't happy with the way the boy looked, so I wanted to change his head. And this is my little cottage. I have two templates for my cottage, one facing one way and one facing the other way, like with the window on the opposite sides. These little things are planner markers, and it's literally a paper clip with ribbon on it, stuck to a card. These take me 2 hours to do, because I'm doing 20 of them. But each individual little card I cut, and then one by one I have to round the corners. I've tried doing them a couple at a time, but I find it's not as crisp of a cut with the chomper thing there. So I do one at a time. That is my brother's Scan and Cut 2. It's an amazing machine. I love this thing, and if it wasn't for this machine that I got for Christmas, I would not be making these boxes. It has saved so much time, but you can see that I like to multitask, so as something is being cut on that, I work on something else. This design, however, doesn't end up working out, and I'll show you that in a minute. I have this little cutting mat, and I line it up the same measurement each time to do the little lines. I make 2 little slits in the card to fit the paper clips in. And then down towards the bottom of the card, I draw a little cardinal on them. And then he has a little heart that goes on his belly. And then I'll just write August planner markers, or whatever the month is. And then I do little designs on the bottom half of the card around the letterings, around the words. And this month I did little suns, but you couldn't see them with the marker, so I had to go over each card again with colored pencil. And you'll see these little brown sunshine shapes in the foreground here. Yeah, those didn't work out so good. You can see me trying to piece it together. It's like a little puzzle. I could not get the points of the sun to match up with each other. Of course, this is when my camera decides to slide slowly down. This is me filming before I leave for work one day, and now I'm just frustrated. So I end up throwing all the little suns out, and I now have to redesign a new planner marker because it's just not working out. My Cintiq tends to lose calibration. It drives me crazy. I think what happens is it gets confused with the mouse for the computer on my desk. I don't have any other explanation. I don't know why it does it, but it happens every once in a while. So I've designed this with the sun and the cloud, and then that way the shape, the outline is going to be easier to match up with the brown background. And it'll just save me time from trying to line them up so meticulously. So while those are being cut, I'm going to now put the paperclip ribbons into the cards and get those going. That glove, I can just take my fingers out and I just fold it up on my wrist and wear it like a bracelet when I'm not actually using it. So there's my little sunshine and my cloud, and now you'll see that it's just so much easier to line up that silhouette onto the brown paper because there's just like one set of points for the sun. And I glue it to a brown piece of paper, and then I take another piece of brown paper. So I end up cutting out the design, and then I cut out the brown paper shapes twice. And then the paper clip just gets sandwiched in between the two brown shapes. And then I'm off to work, and now I've come home, and I still have some more to glue, so I'll get those done. And then later that night, it looks like it was a housework night. I always wear that shirt when I do housework. So I got the rest of those done, and I even have time to spare before I go to bed to work on the straws. Now these straw shapes, I used to actually print one of those out alongside the 4x6 planner or Project Life card, and I used to end up cutting each one out by hand. So I finally clued in for the month of July to put all of these on one sheet of paper. And I can get 8 on a sheet and then cut them all out together. So while those are going through, I'm just putting the holes in these ones. And then I just use my scoreboard to make the folds because I just have the design and then it kind of sits on the straw. And they just get bent like that. Ta-da! So I just got those already. And then I start loading the straws and putting them on there. Like that. I just think it's a cute little thing. Decorate your straw. And then you'll see that I take those and I add them to my bin. So this is how I use the bin. So I have my tissue paper, I've got my candy, which this month it happened to be Juicy Fruit Gum, and I have yellow lemonade, and I have my candles all put aside. My pencils, I had a hard time finding pencils and straws for this month. I had some backup gray straws, but I finally found some yellow ones. My shipping labels, my business cards, and then I have my tissue and everything ready to go. This is just me working before work one morning. And now I'm doing the Project Life cards. And these, like the planner markers, take me a long time. This particular morning, this lost calibration and it was really bad. I had to shut the whole thing down. So I have my drawings that I had worked on, the ideas for these Project Life cards, and I don't scan my drawings in, I just redraw them when I get to the computer, and then I do an ink layer over top of them. And I've also used the same font for all these months. I just think it's a cute
simple, easy to read font. So I just keep using the same ones. And then because the theme is yellow this month, I'm trying to get yellow onto my cards just to keep the theme going. And I've had trouble with the settings on my drawing tablet. It's kind of driving me a little crazy, but I'll get it sorted. Oh, I have to leave for work. Now I'm home. I'm back home. So now these are my embellishment cards on the 4x6 Project Life card. The little ones, I have to cut each one out individually because there's just such a slight difference when each page prints out of the printer that they're not totally lined up. So each box gets 4 cards, and each of those four cards has to be trimmed. So I have to do this 80 times to get each one done, and I'm trimming off that black line. And then I take each card and cut them out, and then after that I round the corners. I've tried holding all 4 cards and rounding the corners, but they just come out messy, so I end up doing each card one at a time. So then I do that 80 times. So that's why these cards take me about 2 hours. And I work on them, and then I get bored, and I'll put them aside. But this particular moment, I'm like, I'm losing daylight, and it was whatever the date was, and I was like, I have got to get the announcement video out. I usually do that halfway through the month, more towards the end. I try to get it out around the 21st or so, but I think this was, I don't know, the 21st or 22nd. I know it was getting late. So I design the items that I'm going to hold in my announcement video, and I always get the kids to help me. So now you'll see how I do this. In the beginning of the year, I was able to set this up in the dining room, but because the light has changed outside and the sun is in a different position, I now have to set up in the living room to get the proper lighting. So I just use these photo boxes and set up these 2 boards. I got these from Walmart back in December, and I've just used them each month since then. And now I've printed out those designs, and I'm just cutting these ones out by hand. I could have put them on my machine, but it was fine. And then I have these little skewer sticks, and I glue the designs to the sticks. And I get my box, my little light box. I love this little thing. And I have all my letters, and I've got to set it up for August. And I'm just getting the letters sorted so I can spell that out. And I think I'm all ready to go. I've got the light box, I've got everything ready, but I haven't done the swag that goes around in the background, so I've got to run back to my desk and design that. And all the while I'm losing light, so I'm in a bit of a panic. So I write this one out, and it says summer. And then the way I'm designing it, I have it all on one sheet. Sometimes I put it with the embellishments, but this way I printed them out all on one sheet. And then I have to cut them and get them all ready. So I'm at least getting these ready for what I have to do right now, and then I'll cut the ones for everybody else another day. But I just have to get this shot done, and you can tell by the board that the sun is starting to go. I'm going to let this next part play live. This is when I call on the kids to come help me. They love when I call them down to help me. It's a lot of fun.
So the sun's going to be here the whole time, but it's going to be covered up with clouds. So you're holding the sun and the cloud, and then the cloud's going to disappear out of the way.
Like here?
So we're going to have dark clouds, and then there's going to be light clouds behind it. Well, no, you want to go up a little bit.
Oh, then you can't see it at all.
Okay, move your clouds, Kerrigan. So, Bryn, move your clouds so we can see the sun. Okay, so that's a perfect height right there. Okay, so your cloud's going to be in front. We're going to be like this. So clouds are going to move in. Okay, so clouds are going to be in, and then the gray clouds are going to move out. And then there's going to be white clouds, and white clouds are going to slowly float away, and then sunshine. And the white clouds can still sort of be fluffy and around, but you got to move yours totally out of the way. Okay?
Move it when you're moving the clouds out.
Yeah. So.
Are the gray clouds supposed to completely cover the white one?
Yeah, gray cloud. Well, they're supposed to be more prominent in the front.
Like that.
Like you come over here more.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean. So let us come in with the clouds and adjust our clouds first, like that, and then you come down with your cloud and your sun, and then our clouds slowly start to go away, and then our clouds go away and yours goes up, and then there's the sun. Okay? And then we'll do 3, 2, 1.
From outside is really weird.
2, 1.
You were so early. You went on like 2.
The shadow is like.
I know.
Should I close this a little bit?
I know. Oh, in the dark.
Or is
That's too dark.
too dark?
Okay.
You lost a chance.
I had a chance to change your fate.
Would ya?
Would ya?
Just seems to make it so dark. Okay, this is going good. This is going good. We got this. Okay, ready? So gray clouds start to go away.
Nope. Someone's ahead of the
Wait.
cloud.
Wait. Ah. This is like
Okay, ready?
so flimsy.
Criticize the art.
Yeah.
Gray clouds start to go away. Gray clouds start to go away. White clouds start to go away. And the sun comes out and the white clouds float. We go 1, 2, 3, oh!
Kurgan.
Sorry. I didn't know you were
Okay.
going to say 1, 2, 3.
Okay, quick, before the light changes again.
Why would
Ah.
you not go on 3?
Bring you move the whole background.
It's fine. Hands are sweating.
We're all sweating. It's hot. It's about 85 degrees in here.
like
And we're doing this, and
90.
the gray clouds are going in, the gray clouds are going in, the part.
It like fell.
Kerrigan,
I'm
focus!
gonna hurt you.
Focus! I
I'm
swear
gonna
to
hurt
God, I
you.
can't tape it any better, hon. Just work it! It's freaking paper clouds, man. Stuck to a stick. Sun comes out and the clouds go away in 3, 2, 1, boom.
You're still like 2.2 seconds slow.
It's like 2 seconds.
Alright, so I'll try and edit that, and then if not, we gotta do it again tomorrow!
Nope.
Yeah, huh?
Nope.
Thank you.
So it's the next morning and I'm up for work and I'm going to start cutting my embellishment pages. I still have some more planner markers to cut and round the corners on, but I'm just cutting these for now. The embellishment sheet I have to trim down just so it'll fit a little bit better in the box. Sometimes you'll see that the tissue's on a bit of an angle. It's just because I'm trying to fit this particular sheet into the box, that and the cottage. And then when I get those done, I have to then trim the 4x6 Project Life cards. And again, these are all done individually. And I'm trimming off that black line. And I've tried doing these with scissors, but it's just more accurate and a lot faster with the paper trimmer. And then, like the smaller cards, I round the corners of each of them and get those ready. Now I decide to take a few minutes and edit my announcement video. This is the next morning, my hair's wet. I'm trying to get out the door for work, and I'm realizing that the video didn't work so good the night before, so we did end up having to reshoot it the next night. I just didn't film that part again. So this is the second edit, or a second, yeah, I guess the second edit. So this is me setting it up on the computer. I use iMovie the same way I use all my other, or how I do my other videos. The little brown package that you always see in there, it's literally, I think it's just stacks of paper that I grabbed one day and wrapped. Because at the beginning in January, I didn't know still at that point how I was going to package everything in the box, but I needed the announcement video to go out. So I just wrapped that, and it's the same package I use every month. And then I set up my videos the same, and I use the favorite things music from Sound of Music, and I just put that there's a, you know, I don't own the copyright. YouTube gets mad at me every month and tells me that I shouldn't be using it, but I'm not in trouble. I have on the thing that it's a copyright thing. So then I have to get the announcement video up and ready on my YouTube channel, and then I have to go into my Etsy shop and set up the listing in my Etsy shop, and I have to send these both to publish at the same time so that the video is out, and as soon as people see the video they can then go into my shop and buy the box. So I get that all done, and I have a few more minutes before I go to work on more of the rounding of these cards. And I still have more that I have to trim, so those ones always take me a little while. Actually, they take me a long time. Now I'm designing my card for this particular month, and I know I want it to be a slider card. So I just draw out where the track is going to go. And then I draw, you know, where my design's going to go. I draw what the card's going to say. And I just work out my design. I'm not actually using the right amount of squares on this graph paper. I just like drawing on graph paper. It just, I don't know, something about it. And if I do want to sort of line something up like I'm doing now, I kind of have the lines as a bit of a guide. And then I just see how it's going to work. And then I start picking out paper. And I'm thinking I'm going to use yellow paper, but the saying that I'm putting on the card is, "You make me happy when skies are gray," so I end up using gray paper. This is me deciding what size the card's going to be, so I get that ready, and again I'm still trying to figure out what paper I should use, and it hasn't dawned on me to use gray yet, and now it has. I look through these papers and I pick some out, but I end up going down to Michael's this day after work, and I cannot find gray paper, and I can't find enough of it that I can use. That is Drawing with Jazza that I watch on the computer. He's talking about drawing bodies. So I like to learn as I create things. And this is my big shot. So I have to scan each set of papers for all the cards. I have to shoot that through there. And now I'm designing the little designs that are going to go on the card. And I have to make sure they're the right size. So what I do is I kind of draw a rough example of what I'm doing, and I just cut these out, just kind of a mock idea, because I'm a little hesitant as to what I'm drawing on the computer there. So I'm like, well, if they're kind of this size, they'll work. And they're just rough little sketches. I haven't even trimmed them properly. It's just enough to... So here I'm just drawing a quick little sun, and just to see if this is gonna... this whole idea is gonna work. And I just roughly cut that one out and try that. And it seems like it's gonna work, so I continue on the computer. And now I'm trying to set it up to try to get as many sets that I can print out. Now it's the evening time, and I've decided to watch TV and tat butterflies that are going to go into this. I have the instructions written out because I've just learned how to make these, and now I have to make 20 of these. So, and I'm pretty proud of myself There's 2. So each one takes me about 20 minutes to a half an hour to make. Now, this particular evening we were watching Game of Thrones, and I was working on the little artist trading cards. So I'm doing some watercolor, and I'm making little sunshines. And I always do either one of these cards or a bookmark, and I like having someone's name put on those. You can tell my hair's still wet. It's like drying frizzy. So I get them all prepped, and then what happens with these is I just wait for orders to come in, and then I will put people's names on them. Now I have my card template, so now I have to make all the pieces for everybody's cards. And again, I could not find gray paper that everyone could have the same pattern paper. It was very frustrating, so I just found some gray paper. So I'm continuing to cut out all the pieces for everybody. And these are all the white card bases, so I'm starting to stack all the pieces together. I'm just scoring the card bases. And these are the sheets that I'm printing out, so I can get 3 on a sheet. And then again, I have quite a few to cut out, so I decide to work on my butterflies while those are cutting. And now I'm getting all the extra pieces that have to go with the card. I need pennies for them, I need little glue squares, and I need the little drawings and the words that are going to go in them. So as they cut out, I fill 3 sets of the little Ziplocs. Now I'm designing the tags, and I'm trying to figure out what papers to use, if I'm going to use pattern paper, if I'm just going to use solid papers. And I need to cut all the ribbons for everybody. And get those all set and ready. And then I have to go through each of those and put fray check on those. It stops the thing from fraying. These are just more pieces. I've decided to put some circle pieces in there in black and white. And then I'm doing some little yellow pieces to go with those as well. Oh, and this is where I fray check all the ribbons. So I put this stuff, I do it for the planner markers too, I put this fray check glue stuff on the edges of the ribbons so they don't come undone. And now I'm hole punching the cards, and I'm getting the pieces, and then those will go into Ziplocs. And I'm doing this part while I wait for the fray check stuff to dry on the ribbons. And then I also cut yellow circles, and I'm cutting them into little wedges to make it look like lemons. Then I have to go back and design the cottage because I have yet to design this. So I'm working on this. There's a couple days there go by. And then I have to trim these so that they fit in the boxes as well. Just a little bit of excess. And then I have to cut out each of the windows. And get those all ready. And then I score them down the middle so they will fold and fit into the boxes. And I just do that with each one. Now we are finally at the point where the bin is full and I have to start putting these together. Because I went with the boxes from the post office, they don't just snap together. Each of the sides has to be taped. So I have to tape all 20 boxes. Then I go back into my craft room on another day and I have to cut out all the little tags that are going to have the tutorial information written on those. And for those I made these little stamps. I cut it out of stamp material. So that's a little YouTube. You guys normally don't see this. This is what's on the back of the card. It's a little YouTube play button. And I stamp those on all the cards and I just lay them out so they can dry. And then I write, it'll say August 2017 tutorial video, and then I put the code for the video down below. So I get those all set and ready, but I don't have the video yet because I haven't filmed the video yet. So that's the stamp that goes on the paper, and that's the stamp that goes on the back of these cards. So once those are all dry, from the little YouTube button, I flip them over and I stamp this little cardinal on the cards. So I have to do that for all 20 of them, and I still have to write the words on each of them as well. So once I get those all ready, I go back to making my boxes. And those take a while to do. And there they are, all prepped and ready to go. And then I have these rolls of paper that I've pre-cut and pre-stamped with the little round cardinal on them. I just sat down for an hour one night and did a bunch of them. So there they are, and those are ready to go into the box, and I'm using my string. And this is actually the end of the Bermuda string, so I end up leaving here in a couple minutes to go down to Lowe's and find some string. So now I've got all the boxes with the string and the brown paper prepped and ready to go. Here's my bin filled with everything. So I've got the cottages there, I've got the candy and stuff there. I didn't realize I had showed you this already, so just pretend you're not seeing this. There's all my cards and my tags and everything over on the right in the Ziplocs. I've got the little swag pieces in there, like that. My business cards. There's the tags, there's the cards, and my pencils and my candles, and now the tissue. So I get the tissue out and I have to cut it in half, and then I lay everything out. I make sure everything is all in the same order, just so when everyone gets their box, all the boxes look the same. A little bit of quality control going on here. And I put my business card. So everyone's package looks the same. Hopefully it still looks that way when it arrives. So then I fold these up and I get all 20 of those ready. And then I start walking around the table and filling each box. So I put those in first. And get all those down in, and it holds the brown paper open when I do that. Then I go around to each box and I take each item. So these are the cards. And then I'll go around. Here's me putting the gum in each box. So I basically just go around and around the table. Now I'm going off my phone and I'm writing out the labels for the people that have bought them. And now I have to film the tutorial video. So I'm cutting out the embellishments to get those ready and backed with paper so I can do this. And you can see I'm very done. At the end of each month, I'm just very done with these boxes. And then I get to work on the next month. And I repeat this all over again. And I've done this for 8 months so far. So we've got 4 more months to go. It just ends up being some early mornings and some late nights. But I get it done. It's all good. The later it gets in the evening, the more my eyesight goes. So I'm now gluing the cottage together so I can show what that looks like when it's all done. And I use one of the actual boxes. So that's one of the boxes that's ready to go and sitting on my desk there. And I've got my phone mounted up above me here. That's how I'm filming this, because I need the camera to be above me. And this is my wooden tripod thing that I created to film overhead. So I'm getting everything set up to film the tutorial video. And then I have to make sure that's dry and put the box together, get the camera set, get it all closed and ready, and make sure everything's focused, because I've done that before. I've filmed and not had stuff focused, and had to reshoot this whole thing over again. So this video takes me about half an hour, and there I am saying, "Hi, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts." And I open the box, and we go through what's in it, and then I do the tutorial and show them how to make things and what we're doing, and I'm talking, and of course my glue never works because I'm running out at this point. And then I'm doing the card. And then at that point I realize the camera shut off. But I keep going. I ended up turning it back on and filming. And I'm done. But I'm only done with the tutorial video. I now have to reset everything, put the box back together, get everything out of the way that I've used, reset the box and put all the embellishments back in, rewrap everything, and reset. Because now I'm going to shoot the video to do the reveal video that you guys end up seeing. But I have to do the tutorial video first, so I have the things to show in the reveal video. I am about 100 degrees right now. It's been really warm here, so I'm kind of dying, but I got to get this done. So here we go, and I'm about to say, "Hi, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts," once I get everything focused. And here we go, and I'm filming the reveal video. And when I get everything done there, and see now I have the cards and everything to show them and show them what it all looked like, I'm like, yay, I'm all done. But now I crumple up the tissue because, like I said, this is someone's actual box, so I get a fresh piece of tissue and I wrap everything like nothing's ever happened. So some of you have actually received the display box, but you don't know that because I freshly wrap everything all over again. Then now I'm just loading the video into the computer. I'm dying of heat. And I'm getting the video up. And it's pretty close to this moment that I realize when the camera stopped recording, it missed a crucial step in the tutorial, and the video's not going to work. And this is when I realize that, and this is when I want to cry. So I'm thinking I have to redo the entire video again. I'm about to kill myself. So I decide to, no, it's all good. It's time for bed. And I just have to give up, and I will come back in the morning. So the next morning I get up before work and I restage the card so I can show that 20 seconds of footage. And I end up putting that in there. Then this next day, this is after work, I'm trying to get the boxes tied up and addressed and get the labels and everything. I write out a paper label, but I also print off a label off of the Etsy thing. I do these handwritten ones so I can keep track of the boxes that have sold before they go out, and I can keep track of the personalized item that goes in them. But I get these all ready, and I get them all in my little Marks and Spencer bag, and I head to the post office. And for the ones that haven't sold yet, what I do is I just close up the boxes and I write the month on top of them just so they don't get dusty while they're sitting around in my house waiting to sell. And that's how a subscription box is born. You can see they're a lot of work, but I do enjoy making them. I love the creativity. I like coming up with the ideas every month. But now you see what goes into them. This is the headset I use to do these voiceover videos. It's a Logitech
something. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel like Judy from Time Life Books. If you're a child of the 80s, you may remember that commercial. Anyway, so thank you, Louise, for giving me the idea to film what goes into these. I myself wasn't realizing how much work goes into them until I did this. I do still have some boxes available from the past few months, so you might want to check out my Etsy shop and see which months are still available if you're interested. And my August ones have just gone out this week. I have now started on September. Today is Friday, August 4th, so tomorrow morning I will get up and start sketching for my September boxes. And I'll start the process all over again. And I'll do this all the way up until the very end of November when my December boxes go out. So I thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. I will have something coming up for my giveaway thing that I'm trying to do. I've reached 20,000 subscribers. I'm over 20,000 at this point. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys subscribing and liking and watching and commenting. I love your comments. I read all of them. I sometimes am a little bit late getting back to you. But just comment to me again, or send me an email, or message me or something and say, please answer. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and liking. And here's one of my little butterflies. It's going to fly away at the end of my video. It's Friday night. I'm exhausted from work this week and from doing my boxes. So I'm going to go now. I think my husband made a barbecue dinner, so I'm going to go get that. Anyway, have a good weekend. Thank you for watching. All right, take care, guys.